Hey everyone, my name is Kylie, or Caught on Film, and today I will be taking you all on a little behind the scenes tour of what it was like to put together my short film, Live from the Afterlife. So let's get into it. Okay, so fun little fact about me is for a lot of my projects and scripts that I write, I take a lot of inspiration from music, and because of that, I make playlists and I find songs that inspire those stories that I write. So with Live from the Afterlife, I took a lot of inspiration from the theme song Ghostbusters, which doesn't really make sense if you know like the movie and like the short film. There's not a lot in common aside from the fact that there's ghosts. But anyways, with Live from the Afterlife, like this shot right here of them walking in, that was like the very first thing that I like thought of and I wanted to happen. And another big inspiration for this short film was, if you remember that like ghost sheet photo shoot trend that was popular like a couple years back, like I just kind of thought that was always like a really fun, just like silly type trend. And I thought it was adorable too. And I was like, I kind of want to incorporate that with this. So hence why we see like their feet in the beginning. Like I was okay with them being shown as like the actual actors, like shoes and bottoms and all that, and it not being a huge concern of having it just being that white sheet that we see consistently throughout. But yeah, so those were definitely the two biggest inspirations for this. It was Ghostbusters theme song, which honestly kind of fits in really well with this, because if you listen, it's like the build-up of like the jarring music, and then there's like the door rattling, and then it gets really intense, and then it's just this little like do of like the ghost walking in, and then they kind of just look around like, oh, and then they kind of like disperse. That kind of like honestly reminds me of the Ghostbusters theme song when it's like, you know, I don't know what instrument it is, I think it's like guitar maybe, where it's like the build-up in the beginning, and then it gets like to the and then it goes into like the actual like theme song itself. That kind of reminds me of this moment. Don't really know why. Might just be me thing, but yeah. Okay, so I'm sure you saw it in the credit scene as well, but with this we had a ghost handler, if you will, because fun fact, you really can't see through these sheets at all. So that shot right there of like the light ghost getting blinded by the light, that did not take that like 5 seconds to film. It actually took more like 30 seconds, because like the guy who played the ghost, he would like drop down, and then we had one of our other actors helping him out, and that actor would put the sunglasses on him, make sure they looked good, fix like the eyes and all that, because the eyes of these sheets moved so much with every like jump, jostle, movement, everything the actors did in these sheets. It was like the sheets would like move, like they were so sensitive. Have to take a lot of time before each scene that was shot to adjust the sheets themselves, make sure that the eyes looked good, that they weren't like super lopsided, that one wasn't covered more by like the beanie or the sunglasses than like the others, because obviously it's a little bit silly, but we don't want it to be like that silly. So we want to make sure the ghosts look good. We want to make sure they look good. Also, fun fact about the sheets. I spent about 30 minutes or so making all of these. There were 6 sheets in total, 3 fitted and 3 not fitted. But I used an Expo marker to draw the eyes and all that. And I was kind of just like guessing. Some of them looked more consistent than others. Obviously, in this shot right here, we see the technical director ghost. His eyes are like massive, along with the audio ghost's eyes, because we did end up reusing a lot of the same sheets for a lot of different shots, just because of like time, space. Depending on the actors' heights, we use like the shorter sheets for them versus like the longer fitting sheets for the actors who are more taller. But yeah, overall, it was honestly a lot of fun to make these costumes. The process of getting the sheets themselves it was a process. If you know, you know. Going back to the whole like ghost handling thing and all that, And that shot right there where the little like background ghost just kind of walks by. Again, you can't really see at all. You can somewhat make out shapes by looking through those sheets, but it's still like you can't really see. So I had my friend stand where you can't see it all. It's kind of on the other side of like the curtain really, but on the floor. And he literally was standing there with his arms braced like this, like ready to catch the guy that was walking towards him. Because we knew that we wanted to like, have like movement in the background, but we didn't want him to like walk into like a camera, walk into something that could like hurt himself, or just like we didn't want anything bad to happen to him. So we wanted to make sure he was safe. And we did that by placing my friend over there, aka the ghost handler. He's awesome. And he just kind of stood there like ready to catch him as he was walking. And he just kind of put like his full faith and trust into him, and it worked out great. Just with that shot right there, again, the eyes kept moving, and you can see it in the shot of the technical director ghost, the one who's wearing like the little beanie. I don't know why I did this. This is a baseball cap. The one with the little beanie. His eyes moved so much in that shot, and it looked so funny that we just kind of like had to keep it. But yeah, that's what I mean. And if you look at all the shots, you can tell that the eyes just always like shift a little bit, which is like no one's fault. Just the fact that like, the sheets themselves were like really temperamental, and if we took the time to make every single sheet look absolutely perfect, we would have been there for days filming this little thing. So. Yeah, you can see in that one little shot, when it gets like really close to his face, you can tell that it is like expo markered in with a dry erase marker. Sometimes like, not sometimes, for like some of like the sheets, the expo marker just like did not want to like stick. So I just kind of like gave up. But it's fine. It's fine. It looks adorable. It's all that matters. So, fun little fact about this scene. Not to brag, I'm in this twice, guys. You see me a little bit at the end, but you also don't see me in this one, but I am, in fact, in this one. I wanted to have a little scene of, like, one of the ghosts, like, writing a script for the show, because I thought it'd be, like, really funny if the camera just kind of flipped and there was just, like, nothing typing, but the script is, like, clearly being written. So the way we did it is, my DP, he would have the camera pointed at the computer, and then just slowly, like, tilt it down. And then I was literally typing, making like up random Halloween stories, making random fun Halloween names. If you look like really closely at the script, you can see fun little like Easter eggs, if you will. But he would like give me a thumbs up or like nod his head, and I would just go like with my hands just to get them out of the shot. That one actually took a few. What I said that took maybe like 3 or 4 times to master. I could be wrong, but that sounds about right. I just love this scene right here. But like, see what I mean though? For whatever reason, I made like this sheet's eyes like so much bigger than like the rest of them. They're like absolutely massive. It's like almost the entire size of his head. The eyes are just so bug-eyed, and I love them. This was my favorite like costume to make, so I like made it and I looked at it and I was like, this is perfect. This is golden. I just love how he like moves like to the beat of like the song too. Okay, so if you work in film at all, if you're a film major in the industry, you know holding up a boom pole for like hours, let alone like minutes on end, is not for the weak. It is not fun. It is exhausting. So the whole bit with this scene was he picks up the boom pole and he's like, oh, I got this. And he's like, oh, no I don't. This is heavy. And then he just like goes down. Yeah, I just always love like the goofy characters. Like they always have such a special place in my heart. They're just like, love them. Okay, so the whole bit with this is the technical director Ghost picks up the clock and he's like, oh, it's 2:28. Then he's like, oh, it's 2:28. We got a show to run. Let's go. So then he like slaps the director and is like, dude, like, it's 2:28. We gotta go. And the director's like, oh my God, it's almost 2:30. We go live at 2:30. And then he goes to the floor director. He's like, go. And the floor director is like, go. And we see the anchor go like, oh, okay, let's go. And then he starts giving his little spiel, reading off the script, being the little ghost anchor. Also, another fun fact about this ghost anchor here is it's played by two characters, but it's the same ghost, as we can see with a little like pumpkin scarf. But no, actually, it's played by three different people. So in the first shot that we saw with him in the bathroom, that was shot on the first day we did it. And at that point, we're just kind of like swapping around like actors with ghosts. We didn't really have like a set thing. We didn't have like a set of like, okay, this person is only gonna play the director, this person's only gonna play anchor, lighting ghost, etc. Because like A, we didn't really need that many people, especially because they would have been covered with the sheets. And B, just kind of for the sake of like time, we wanted to have this done for Halloween. I think this was filmed a week before, like week of Halloween, like somewhere in that time frame, so we were pretty crunched with time, and we really wanted to make this happen. So honestly, it just worked out really well in the end because we had people who were like willing to do like multiple parts, and like honestly, this would not have come together if it was not for the passion and dedication of these incredible people on the screen and that you see in the credits. A shout out to you guys, y'all are the best. Okay, back to the short.
I still can't believe he said that, man.
I know, right? Like, who does he think he is?
Better than us, apparently.
He really said Halloween is childish.
Mm-hmm.
In case you can't tell, I'm not really good at writing, like, filler content. So I was thinking, and I was like, I need to have something that kind of, like, alludes to them going in here mid-conversation and not realizing that the ghosts are there right away. So I was like, At first, I think I had the banter being about pumpkin spice. And then it was something about, like, relationships, I think. Then finally, I was like, you know what? Halloween. 'Tis the season. Yeah,
Like
I can't believe
I can't believe.
Like, I honestly don't believe how you... What?
Guys, really? We've talked about this.
Our show is the 31st. Yours is the 30th, remember?
Ghosts.
Yay! Okay, so that is the end of that. And I think I'm gonna start this little segment called Behind the Mind, where with other videos that I post relating to film and all of that, I will be doing another video separately talking about just kind of director's commentary, if you will. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm personally a very big geek about that. I love watching behind the scenes of like movies, shows, listening to the directors and all of that. So I love watching it, so I'm gonna make stuff like that. And yeah, so this has been Behind the Mind, which sounds like the name of a podcast, which honestly, I'm not complaining. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see more content like this, then feel free to hit that subscribe button. Have a great one.